Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I am so glad that I have Elizabeth Davis and Pastor John T with me today. This is going to be fun. We have a Christmas special. We are going to be going over some viewer comments. Some of them, you guys are such a great community. We have so many encouraging comments. We couldn't possibly go through everything, but we had to extract some that we're going to talk about today and just have a really fun kind of dialogue. And hopefully it's just entertaining, if not, and hopefully enlightening to you all. And so we're going to do that. And just Merry Christmas, everybody. I've got my red shirt on. Pastor T has his red sweater on with his scarf. Because it's what, negative 15 in Tahoe?
Pretty close, about 40 degrees.
Oh, 40's not bad.
Yeah, we haven't had snow since the week I left for Atlanta in October. So I don't know what's going on.
Well, we must have got it all because we just got like 4 inches last night and it is about 17 degrees here in Ohio. So.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, 17?
Yeah. Well, let me give you the exact. I don't want to lie.
Well, anything
it
around
is 14 degrees, so it's even colder than what I thought.
Guys, that's crazy.
Look, I have my Whoville Christmas sweater.
Oh, I love it.
You can't see it, but It's on. I'm festive. And I got my pink Christmas tree earrings.
I love it. And I see the tree in the back. And I was supposed to have a poinsettia that I got yesterday because all of our Christmas decorations are out in the regular, the main office, not in the specific attorney for offices. But, I got the red on. So there you have it.
Vanessa, we didn't ask you what the temperature is there in Florida right now.
It's probably 77. So this is the funny thing. I've had so many Christmas events this week, and we had it was actually a retirement party for a client on Friday night, and it was so cold I had a ski jacket on because it was outside. That's where the goats were. I know my viewers are going to be like, what are you talking about? Those baby goat videos that I was sending you guys Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
They're so cute. Yeah, it was from there. It is 75 in sunny Tampa.
Unbelievable. Right now. You know what? I'm just going to get off this broadcast now. I'm offended at y'all's weather. Both of you.
Would either of you guys like to tell the viewers how us three kind of first met and how the relationship has gone since then?
Yeah, that's cool. From your unique point of view, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
John T.
I guess I'll go. Well, I mean, so Vanessa and I, we did a video together on my channel, and I don't know, that was probably March or so of this year. And then we were all three invited to Dallas to go to the podcaster event. And the night before the event, we were all at a long table, and Vanessa, Elizabeth, and I kind of sat together, and we just had a good time laughing it up, meeting all the podcasters, meeting Jonathan and Susie. And it just so happened the very next night at dinner at a different place, we were at another long table, and all three of us kind of sat together again.
That's
and ever since then, we've I don't know who started the text string between us three, but we have a group text. And viewers, if you guys know how to hack, I would hack into our group text because there's some stuff that is said in there that we cannot make public, but it's fun. These girls are so fun. It's good to see Vanessa let her hair down because, I'm a viewer of Vanessa as well. And I know Elizabeth is too. And obviously if you guys are watching this video, you are, but Vanessa's pretty serious on her videos, but to be able to see a different side of Vanessa where she's funny, it's just a joy to have her in my life. So yeah.
That's so cool. Thank you. Elizabeth?
Yeah, so for me, I think it started through email, at least with you, Vanessa. You emailed me, I think, which is funny because I feel like for me, I'm such an initiator and I always like make the first move with anything, with anybody. And I'm fine with that. It's just the way like God created me. But it was so nice that you reached out to me and asked if I was coming to the the first podcaster event in Dallas. And then when we got to Dallas, I was, I think I rode with Jonathan and Susie and Laura Lynn. And then we were like standing on the side on the side of the road waiting to go into the restaurant. And that's where I met John T for the first time. And then, like John said, we just sat down and had dinner together and laughed. And, you know, we just hit it off right away. And it was kind of like we all always knew each other. Like even with the other podcasters, it just felt very natural and like not forced whatsoever. And everybody is the same in their videos or in person as they are in their videos. But like John said, Vanessa does have like a really funny side. And actually, she's very good at giving advice too, because I've gone to you a couple of times for not legal advice. I just want to clarify. Do not go to Vanessa for legal advice. That's not what this channel is about, okay? Stop it. Sorry. And I used to work at the clerk's office, and people would call and ask me, oh, well, what do you think I should do? Should I hire an attorney? And like, what do you think I should say to the judge? And I'm like, I can't tell you that. You're going to have to call somebody else. Like,
right.
Yeah.
And
so no legal
time,
advice.
No, for sure. And most of the time when people are asking me, I remind them I can't do that. You know, I ethically, but I say, if you want an attorney, I can try to help you find one to give you some legal advice. But that's
for sure.
Yeah.
If you viewers want to contact me, I'll give you legal advice. I don't know if it's right. I don't know if you're going to get behind locked up in jail or not after my advice, but you're welcome to ask me anything you like.
He might give you illegal advice.
Exactly.
So before I had my channel, I knew who you were, Elizabeth. John, you weren't there yet. You started your channel after mine, I think like a couple weeks later, I think.
Yeah, you started January 1?
That was my first video, January 1st of 2025.
February for me, yeah.
Okay. So I knew who Elizabeth was. I was already watching her. I was watching Laura Lynn, Pastor Ray, Pastor Rock, Everett, I think Brother John. See, Brother John, I had been watching for years. So I knew him way before everybody else. I mean, I didn't know him. You know, I felt like I did, but no, I knew who he was. But then when we were all pulled in with Laura Lynn, then I had already known John because I met you pretty quickly. And then so I reached out to Elizabeth. I do remember that now that you say that. And so it has been like we've known each other because we do have the agreement of what we're doing. We're all in concert in that regard, you know, with our channels, and they're all unique. We all have different perspectives. We all, of course, it's, you know, are flavored by our different personalities, our insights, which is really nice. Like for John T, like recently you were commenting on the videos of Daystar, and it's so nice to see other people talk, just give your perspective on what you see, which leads me to the viewers. Our viewers, I learned so much from viewers on my channel. I love hearing what they have to say because a lot of times, you guys, I didn't see what you saw, and then you pick up on something, and it's something to add to that mix, you know.
100%. Yeah, the viewers have taught me a lot for sure. They ask some great questions. And before this video is over, Vanessa, there's a viewer that had a question for you. So at some point, I'll get into
that. Remind me.
Yeah.
I saw it and I would have never remembered because that's just how scattered I've been this week. It's been so crazy. So I just want to give a shout out. There's one viewer, and I see her on your channels as well as other ones. Her name is Faith St. John. Mm-hmm. You know who she is. She's awesome. She has great comments, very insightful, very thought out, and just clarity, wisdom. She's such a godly woman. I thank you, Faith, for commenting on our channels because people learn from them. I do. I love just her commentary is amazing. I have another one who's become a friend. He's a viewer. He doesn't comment on my channel, but I just want to give a shout out to Steve Holmgren, and he provides me with analysis on my videos after, you know, I upload them. Very helpful. He's just a very intelligent man, very godly man, and I appreciate that. He is very helpful. He prays with me, prays for me, and is, you know, just such an encourager. And there are so many of you out there. Thank you for praying for us. You guys thank us for what we're doing. We're thanking you for what you do and how you encourage us. So I appreciate that. So let's start right? I want to start on that same vein. Let me just start with an encouraging comment that I got. And it was, I went back to older videos. So this is not that old, but it was within 2 months. So Patricia Long commented on my Jeremiah Johnson Calls Podcasters Unhinged video. And she said, Vanessa, you are a wonder and a blessing. So many podcasters make a lot of noise without much purpose, but you speak with calmness and certainty and clarity. What a gift. Thank God for your honesty and fear of the Lord. You help us stay steady in the turmoil. And that was it's such an encouragement to read that, to see that kind of a comment, because for me, it just like, oh, thank you that, somebody can see that. I hope that I was clear, because sometimes, I don't know about YouTube. I get done and I'm like, should I redo it? Did I hit everything I wanted to hit? Things like that. Do you guys feel that?
Every time I upload a video and after it's already on YouTube, I thought, I should have said that. Yeah. But the encouragement is incredible. And this isn't such an unusual, unique position to be in, where a lot of times we are the voice of the viewers who have been abused by ministry leaders. And, the Bible tells us, Genesis 3, that we are made in God's image, and God is a God of justice, and we just all want justice.
For sure.
One thing that I think about a lot is the amount of comments I get of people saying they're praying for us and how much they support us and love us. And I just every night, I wouldn't say every night, but every night before I fall asleep, I pray. And a lot of the time I'm talking to God about things that didn't go so great about the day or whatever. But then there's the times where I just lay in my bed and I'm just so thankful. And one of the things that I always thank God for are my viewers and the people who comment such kind things. And it like really lifts my spirits whenever I'm having a negative day, or I'll read like a really funny comment and it just makes me like so happy. And I never thought that in the 8 years that I've been making videos that I would come to know so many awesome people. Like I just always thought I'd just be like an influencer where people just, buy stuff off my links, and that would be the extent of my relationship. And I don't even link anything. And I just have these incredible relationships with people who decide they want to watch my content for whatever reason. And I know like, I'm younger than a lot of people who watch me. So it's funny to me that people value what I have to say so much. It's like a really big honor to be respected by so many people older than me. And because, like you guys have way more wisdom than I do. I think I've been through a lot of things in my almost 30 years, but I still have a lot to learn. And so like you guys keep saying, I learn a lot from my subscribers and my viewers and comments. And like, sometimes I get feedback that's like, hey, you should maybe not say that. I'm always like, okay, maybe you're right, and I don't mind feedback. And I also appreciate when someone respectfully disagrees with me, because I think it can open up conversation for me to understand them better and them to understand me better. And I appreciate the people who disagree with me and don't come at me, if that makes sense. Like you're like telling me that what you are because you care about myself or the subject or whatever it is. And there's just a lot of people who are really respectful in their disagreement. And I really appreciate that, because a lot of people in today's society don't know how to disagree in an agreeable way, if that makes sense.
No, that's such a good point, Elizabeth. That's really good. Yeah.
Disagreeing with us is totally fine.
Yeah.
Just please, guys, just be respectful. And I think for me, if you're going to be mean-spirited, I think that's okay to an extent if you want to post that on my videos. But I've got a thing about, if you're going to come at me, make sure your grammar is good.
Yes. Why is it that so many hate comments, people can't spell or use like punctuation, or they use the wrong to, or it's like, they'll put an extra letter in a word that doesn't belong. And I'm like, did you proofread that? Exactly. You were so mad. You were unhinged. You were rage commenting. It's funny.
You guys know I'm good for that on my text messages. I get complete words wrong. I'm like, type so fast and then I don't check it. So yeah. So Elizabeth, do you have a viewer comment you would like to share?
I do. Well, it's kind of funny. It's not a positive comment, but about a month ago I did a video about Erica Kirk, and I personally like her. I know a lot of people have their thoughts and opinions on her, which is fine. Again, it's like if you're going to disagree about that, I don't care. That's totally fine. You know, it's a very touchy subject as far as it's very nuanced in a lot of ways. However, like I did this video just kind of defending her, and I got a comment. I got a lot of comments on that video of people hating on me and her. But one of them said, "You lack discernment, sis." Like I said, "Do you have discernment?" And she responded, "Yes, I do. Like most of the people in your comment section who have eyes to see what's clearly in front of them." Okay,
You know,
Mandy.
that's the problem. Just because we don't agree doesn't mean we don't have discernment, and vice versa. Just because somebody doesn't agree with me doesn't mean they don't have discernment
Yeah.
either. The issue that I have, and that goes back to what you said, John, about the mean spirited thing. I don't have much tolerance for that because it's just not necessary. It really isn't. If you want to spew garbage, you know, do that on your own free time. I think that there are some people that don't know how to express themselves other than doing that, and I'll give them some grace. But then some of them, they clearly want to come on to actually instigate and do things like that because that they enjoy that. Well, I have no interest in communicating with somebody like that whatsoever.
When I see a video I disagree with, I just keep scrolling, like, or I'll
Right.
click off the video if it's on YouTube and they start saying nonsense that I'm like, I can't do this. But also, I think I'm gonna say something a little bit controversial. I think that I have personally, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I think I have the maturity to watch a video that someone is saying something I don't agree with. Because if I don't listen to something someone says that I don't agree with, how am I really going to know that I'm super strong in what I believe and why I believe it? If I can't listen to someone else's argument that's opposite of mine in a mature way where I'm not getting so angry, and I can get hot-headed. I'm a hothead to where I get so angry that I no longer can filter what you're saying and process it like a normal human being. Why do I think that my beliefs are so strong then if I can't maturely do that? Like, and I get it, you know, everybody has their own reasons for why they might get so angry, but I don't know. I think that it takes a lot of self-discipline and even meekness to watch something you disagree with and not freak out. It's hard, I get it, but like I still
Yeah,
don't feel the need to like comment on someone's video of how much they suck. You know what I mean?
of course. And the ad, sorry, John, I'm just going to say this because it just popped into my head. The ad hominem attacks, you know, I have to filter it through being an attorney. So I just imagine these people actually going to court and saying these things. Okay, you're going to jail, you're going to jail, you're going to jail. The judge is going to put y'all in contempt because we don't act like that in
Yeah.
court, right? And so it's really funny to me because, again, I think that this is just an area where they want to spew venom. And it's not going to happen on my channel.
Well, you know how they say that you shouldn't go to the grocery store when you're hungry?
Yeah.
I would say don't comment on a video if you're hungry, if you're in a fight with your spouse at this time, if you just got laid off from your job, you may just wanna hold off on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't even watch it. Like, don't put yourself through that, especially if you got
Right.
laid off. Like, oh
That's a
no,
great
no,
point.
no.
I love that, John. All right, now, John, share a video. Or I'm sorry, share a comment.
Well, okay, here is one. I don't mean to offend you, and I was really looking forward to hearing your comments. By the way, this was on a reaction video that I did to Joshua Pete Brown and his statement with the police detective. I don't mean to offend you, and I was really looking forward to hearing your comments. But if you constantly pause the video every few seconds and then offer your opinion on everything he says, it becomes difficult for us to listen for longer periods and form our own opinions, which would also allow us to better appreciate your analysis. It's really hard to follow this man's speech if you pause the video so often. It's just an opinion. Thank you. Well, it's a
Duly noted.
reaction. It's a
You should
reaction.
have watched the video first that Julie Roys had and then come to my commentary
Yeah.
video to see what I had to say.
Thank you.
And I also want to address why we do that. There's a specific reason why we start and stop so much. If we don't, and I try to explain this, but I forget. If we try to explain, if we don't start and stop, we could get a copyright strike and get our channels taken down. So, and I always say, like, I've linked the video, go watch the video for yourself, go form your own opinion, and then come listen to mine. And John, I know that people, I don't know how you say it exactly, but I think it's like, now that comment wasn't actually mean. It was like, I understand that they didn't probably understand the process, but at the same time, it's kind of like common sense, you know, go watch the video.
Commentary, and
Yeah, it's
I'm
commentary.
sure you
Yeah.
said that, John. I mean, I say that. This is why I'm doing this. This is to help you perhaps on what I see. And if you don't want that, just go to the video that was uploaded by Julie Roys.
Yeah.
And there's no commentary. She just uploaded those videos so that you can see it unhindered,
Exactly.
if that's what you wish. So let me share one. This is about, dangerous false prophets. I had a comment from Cynthia Romy on my Jeremiah Johnson Calls Podcasters Unhinged video. Oh, same video as the other one. Okay. I thought I said that. I was like, okay. So she says, Jeremiah Johnson and his prophetic word, what a joke. Who listens to these people anyways, except other prophetic people? I have lost all respect for these self-proclaimed apostles and prophets. So glad I am out of all the confusion and murkiness. Simple devotion to Christ and a heart to serve others, not authority sent to rule with an iron fist. God is at work. Thanks for speaking boldly. So I really appreciated that because it let me know that there are people out there that are seeing this, that it really comes down to that simple devotion to Christ, not searching for a word from the man of God. And that is actually driving me crazy lately when I'm hearing people talk about that. They're just seeking after ministries or people they perceive to have, I don't know, a better relationship with God than them. And I think if you get to the heart of the matter and realize that those people don't have a better relationship with Christ just because they have a platform, you won't be in search of what those people have to say. And those people that place themselves on a platform, give themselves those titles, should be avoided if we're seeing things that are yellow flag, red, orange flag, whatever it might be. And so I really appreciated that, just that simple thing, simple devotion to Christ, a heart to serve others. And I would say a fear of the Lord. If you have that, then you're not going to be manipulated, drawn away, confused, and just hoodwinked and bewitched by these alleged prophets, who I do not believe that they are. Do you guys get any comments like that?
Yeah,
I haven't gotten one like that. I think, but yeah, I think a lot of people that do disagree are, yeah, they're like looking for almost validation, or they want some kind of, I don't know. It's really strange how people don't use their own mind that God gave. I mean, it literally says in 2 Timothy 1:7 that God has given us a sound mind, which means we have the ability to think for ourselves. So I get a little confused when people like praise some of these like false prophets. It's very confusing to me.
Yeah, and seeking a word. What were you going to say, John?
I just think we've gotten to a place in, I was going to say the US, but really it's spread throughout the world, where we have put pastors and ministry leaders on a pedestal. They're the ones that hear from God. I need to be there to hear, because the Lord may have a word for me from this prophet or from this pastor. But my Bible says that when Jesus died, the veil was ripped and we can go directly to God ourselves. When Jesus ascended, he sent us the Holy Spirit. We have a Bible of 66 books where we can also get a word from the Lord. Does everyone need a pastor? I would say, you know what? I'm not even going to answer that. I would say more than anything, we all need a relationship with the Holy Spirit more than we need a pastor. But the more we rely on pastors, the more pastors think, wow, people are really, they really see me as a great Christian leader here. And that's when the big head starts coming, money starts coming in. And I've always said, a lot of these people that we report on were tempted with the same thing that Satan tempted Jesus with: money,
Yeah.
power, and fame. And man is just not built to be able to handle all three of those components.
That was well said. Thank you.
Once in a while, I say something intelligent.
I think you do all the time.
Me too. I like that. How you said
I
the veil
do.
was torn and we can go to Jesus ourselves, because I see like a lot of large podcasters not understanding that or teaching that to their audience. And it's like they're very, very much being misled. And it can be like, it could be a pastor, how the people we report on. And there's also like false podcasters. Like, I mean, they like people look to them for the news and for updates and truth. And it's like there's just so much false there's so much false prophecy out there, and it can come from the mouth of someone that doesn't proclaim to be a Christian, but like people take their words as gospel. And I'm like, it floors me that Christians believe these people. And so I don't know, discernment is so important. And I have had to learn that myself over the years, even before any of these like false prophets started coming out of the woodwork, at least coming to my attention. I suppose most of them have been around many years, but I just get like just blown away at how people just are so easily deceived. It's actually very sad. And one thing I want to do on my podcast, and I think you guys do as well, is just share the truth of not just how things are perceived, but also the truth of God's word and why we say the things we do. Because it's not just because we think it's awesome and we think we sound great or we have great ideas or wisdom. No, it comes from the book. It comes from the word of God. Like I've been saying lately, get your nose out of your phone and get your nose in the book. I mean, for myself, mostly. I like to doom scroll. I'm not going to lie. I get on X and I'm just like, oh my gosh, these people are so crazy. It's insane. If you want
can't get on there.
Get on X.
I would not be able to work. I have to limit myself on what I do.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Is it your turn, Elizabeth? You're going to share a comment?
I think so. Yeah. Okay. So I had done a reaction video earlier this week to Marcus Rogers being on Daystar, which, by the way, I didn't get through the whole thing because Joni said some crazy stuff and I had to shut the video off. So anyway, but there was a comment that somebody left on there that I found very interesting. They said, I live in a 55 plus community and they have basic direct TV. And I know that Daystar is on extended direct TV. And they said, if I want extra channels, which includes Daystar, I would have to pay for it myself. I declined. That's right. I'm so glad they declined. And in that same video, it's an episode of Ministry Now that I reacted to. And Marcus Rogers had been on Ministry Now, but at the beginning they showed this awful looking map with circles drawn all over the place, and it made no sense. It was very hard to read and look at. I couldn't read it. In fact, it was impossible to read. Depicting all the different places where Daystar is in the world, and one of those things was DirecTV, and it made it look like, like this person. They made it sound like it's free. But it seems like maybe for a lot of people, Daystar's not on basic DirecTV for whatever reason. And it's like they present it as like they're this free ministry that just wants to reach the entire world. It's like, okay, but you don't want to reach that 55 plus community that is probably on fixed income. So your map that's impossible to read doesn't impress me. And you know what? It didn't impress this individual that left a comment on my video either. So.
Well, I wasn't impressed with their almost 360 span of their camera. Did you notice that on that video? And then there's clapping and there's no one in there.
Yeah, there's no studio audience.
There's no studio audience. So why is there clapping?
Because they want to elicit an emotion that they can't authentically produce. Like it's not authentic.
But it's a lie.
Disingenuous. Yeah, exactly. It's a complete fabrication.
And people know that, and yet they continue to watch this. They might even say, well, that's what they do. That's what studios do. But let's call it what it is. That's a lie. There's nobody in there. So what is this clapping for? That should be a huge red flag.
I agree 100%. I think it's deceitful.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good word.
All right, John.
Okay. Okay, this is a short one. Why don't you contact Robin Bullock directly instead of making it public? Now, I could insert, why don't you contact Joni Lamb directly instead of, making videos about this? Before I comment, I'd like to get you guys comment. How would you respond to that? Why are you making videos about this? Why don't you just contact the person directly?
I don't
Vanessa.
have a personal, they didn't do anything personally to me, number one. Number two, this everything I'm talking about is on the internet publicly. So I'm reacting to it publicly. That's my short answer. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
Yeah, it's a public forum. It's like they put it on the internet for that purpose, like for other people to view it and make an opinion on it. And I just happen to say it publicly, and you don't like what I have to say.
Yeah. Well, as for me, and I'm sure you guys would probably echo something similar. The Lord gave me a prophetic word through someone in our house church about a year and a half ago, that I would be speaking to the nations. And I just thought that was a
Wow.
crazy thing. Yeah. And the Lord, at the same time, the Lord said, I need to start making YouTube videos. And I put it off for quite some time. I never thought I would be in this space. And for anyone that thinks that Elizabeth, Vanessa, or name your favorite podcaster here, has a critical spirit, this is the space that the Lord has put us in at this time. So I'm just going to tell my viewers right now why I make my videos. Number one, it's a directive from the Lord. Number two, I want to save some of these people who are under some of these ministry leaders who are being abused by these
Hmm.
ministry leaders. And number three, I am calling out these people that we report on. And I'm saying, I see you. You have bad behavior here. And this is what you've done. I think 2 of the last 3 videos I did, as a former narcissist, I was analyzing narcissistic behavior in Josh Pete Brown and Robin Bullock as well. So I can spot this stuff pretty easy. So that's why I make these videos. It has nothing to do with the critical spirit or whatever, but could I contact them directly? I could, but at the same time, I have a directive from the Lord to make the videos. But again, number two, I'm wanting to save the people who are under the tutelage of these not so good ministry leaders.
I think another thing, just when you were saying that, reminded me of what I went through a couple months ago when I did my first Patricia King video. And I don't know if I shared this with you both, but I'm not going to name names exactly how the Lord did this, but I'm sure you guys do this too, where you've got your content, you've got your subject, you ask the Lord the direction in that, and then it was so weird. And it's not like I'm hearing the audible voice. I'm not going to say that. And it's personal, but I am sharing it here just so that you understand that process. I don't know. I had some issues with the Patricia King. I find her to be very disturbing, problematic in that. And, after I uploaded that first video, it's such a weird thing. I remember where I was standing and it was, don't talk to her. That's what I got. Talk to Patricia King. Why would I? Right. It was so clear. Do not talk to her. So it was like resonating throughout the day that I almost went to my office manager to say, if she calls, do not put it through. Not that they have to go through a screening process, but I almost gave them the name. She never did. That never happened. But it was right around that time that she was reaching out to other YouTubers and they were platforming her. So I was like, this is interesting. I got a word that I'm not to talk to her. So there's that. And it goes back to something I think you said earlier, Elizabeth, or both of you guys, when somebody's operating in a spirit of just, the meanness or nastiness, that's one thing I'm not going to talk to, but I'm also not going to talk to somebody that's entirely irrational. There's nothing about what I have seen about what they've said that that you're not going to be able to come to agreement with. Am I going to speak to most people? Yes, I am. If they're willing to speak to me, we can be, obviously I'm going to be civil and I'm going to hear you out and we're going to have a good conversation. But There are some people that you know that they can't. They just have an inability to do that. I'm not going to waste my time.
Yeah, for sure. Something when you were talking about the word you got from the Lord, I mean, you never know. Like, you never want to be caught off guard, right? So if God gave you that word, then that could be for a future time as well. You know, maybe she'll approach you or you'll run into her, or, I mean, you never know. Life's crazy and God says things to us for a specific reason. And I maybe she didn't reach out to you because God protected you, or you know, we don't know the inner workings of the spirit realm, but at the same time, that word, I think until God gives you a different word about her specifically, that applies for the rest of your time on this earth, you know? So, you never know. Life is crazy. And so is this
Exactly.
space that we're in. You just never know. And like I feel like Patricia King is like here, there, and everywhere. She's kind of one of those people, in my opinion, from what I've seen. I obviously don't know her personally, but I feel like she kind of just wants to, she's like a chameleon, like a people pleaser.
Yes.
And she is going to say what's going to get her the most applause from man. That's just what I have witnessed. That's how she conducts herself. And so when we say these things and we publicly share our opinions, a lot of the time it's because the other person is presenting that to us. We're not just making it up. I'm not just sitting here making things up about Patricia King. I don't even really know who she is. That I like I said, I don't know her personally, but she's acting a certain way, and I'm only going off how she's acting. I'm not going off of what I want to go off of, like just because I don't like her. Like that's silly. So I think
It's
that's a
not a matter of,
misconception people have about
right.
podcasters. We just gossip or whatever. And it's like, no, gossiping would be if I say, oh, she's ugly or she's fat, or which she's not either of those things, by the way. But just like if I were saying things about her just because I felt like being nasty. But for me to say she's a chameleon and she's a people pleaser, that's the way she acts. Like I'm not making
That's
that
your
up.
impression.
Yeah, exactly. My impression.
Your
Yes.
impression, which you're entitled to have 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
All
think
right.
it's your turn to read a comment, Vanessa.
This is the funny one.
Okay.
Okay. This is from one that was like, I think maybe the second or third video.
Oh wow. They
And I'm
started
probably,
early with you.
oh yeah, I've had some crazy ones. But this one was funny. So I've never seen her back and probably never will, but I can't, and her name is Cora Mulsalin Broussard. She says, I've listened to you a couple of times and I'm not convinced that you are doing the right thing by being in social media when you say you're a successful attorney, which I never said. I just said I'm an attorney. I
It
guess she
doesn't
just,
even sound like you that you would ever say, I'm a successful attorney.
I think I said, maybe I have success in my practice. I don't know. I never went back and listened to it. So come at me, whatever. Okay, she said, I had a career in banking, of which I am now retired. And one very important rule was that we didn't participate in controversial issues publicly or act in a way that would reflect negatively on the bank. So I found this significantly disturbing for a number of reasons. So obviously, and she's free to not care about victims. That's not me. I'm actually an advocate for victims. So
Right.
I care about injustice, whether it's in the church, that's where the Lord has directed me on that. Am I going to sometimes comment about things that are happening in the world that are secular? Of course, I compare and contrast things. But in that context of saying that what she would do and trying to project that onto me was very disturbing and very self-centered, very arrogant, I thought. And she just felt like she had the authority to attack somebody who doesn't see things the way that she sees them. But also, this is funny too, because I'm a partner in a firm. Okay. So I don't work for Mr. Man or corporate big bank or any corporation or anything. I don't have to worry about rules of engagement in that regard. Do I have to worry about my firm? 100%. Do my two partners fully support what I do? 1,000,000%.
Nice.
So
That's awesome. I thought you were going to say no. I would have been sad.
what? Really?
Yeah, I don't know. Just
They would
like
say
I don't
no.
know. I'm like, well, what if they don't? And I got scared for a second, but that's awesome.
No, we're very good friends. We're very close. We love each other. I'm very blessed. And my staff, some of them know, some of them don't, what I do. I don't go around telling people here.
Yeah.
And it's
You
my
mean you don't
staff.
go around telling them that you're a successful podcaster
I
on top
don't.
of a successful attorney?
I don't, what is successful podcaster, right? I don't know what that is, but it really gave me the feeling for her that she's in bondage. This lady,
Yeah,
she
for
hasn't
sure.
grown out of that. And the funny thing is that perhaps she's so much in bondage or under a rock, she's never heard of this thing called LawTube, where there's thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of lawyers on YouTube who comment about politics or medical stuff or crimes, court TV, whatever it is. Maybe she doesn't even know that. And
Yeah.
that's weird, very strange.
I find it like, oof, I would not want to work for a company where my free speech is conditional. Like my company.
Talk about this, but not that.
Yeah, exactly. And I share a lot of conservative views on my channel. I don't believe that my company, most of the people in power, I don't really know what word to use. It's a weird word because they're not like that at all. It's just not that type of company. But let's just say my CEO, for example, I would imagine he probably doesn't share my views on a lot of things. However, I don't know him very well, but I know him well enough to know that he would not shut me down or not promote me because of a political stance, like something so trivial. Same as I I'm not going to quit because he's a more liberal and I'm more conservative. That's just so silly to
Yeah.
me. It kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. If you can't disagree agreeably, then it's just disturbing to me. But I don't like when companies do that. Actually, when I danced, I'm sorry, Vanessa, not to take over your
No,
comment,
share.
but it just reminds me of a lot of things that I've been through. And when I danced, my dance school was very much that way. And we were not allowed to conduct ourselves in any manner. Social media back then, this was 10 years ago. So it's changed a lot since then. But if I were to podcast now and be dancing for them, I wouldn't be a podcaster. I just simply wouldn't be a podcaster. End of story. And it's sad because you can't share your opinions there and unless it's the same as theirs, and theirs is just very unbiblical. So,
and think
yeah.
about it. That's what we're talking about. Think about Robin Bullock, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
All of them. You cannot, I think it was either Ever or you, John, saying that people could not go to start, have Bible study in their home. It's that direction, just like what this lady was saying, that she wouldn't be able to do that because it's a controversial topic. I don't know how it would affect her bank.
Yeah, maybe it was a private bank or something. I don't know.
I'm pulling all my money out of the bank because of your perspective on this. That's crazy.
So weird. That was probably one of the weirdest comments. Scary that she actually, what did she say? She had a career in banking. Maybe she was just a teller. So I can't imagine
Even
that she
still. My friend works for
and I'm not saying just, I'm saying in the context of perhaps she wasn't somebody in management. That's what I'm saying, like opposed to not just like that's not a job. That's good. But she said that she had a career in banking. So it could have been she was a minion, so to speak. I mean, just like she just followed whatever hierarchy told her to do and say. That could have been.
It's so funny because my friend is a bank teller, one of my best friends, and he tells me like him and his coworkers have different opinions on politics, and they don't talk about it a lot because it's the one a couple of his coworkers. I feel like I know his coworkers because he tells me all about them, and he's very close with them. But that's like they don't talk about politics, but if it comes up, it's not like shut down. They don't say, "Oh, you can't talk about that here," or like if one of them has a different opinion, they get fired. That's bad. That you don't want to work for a place like that.
Yeah.
If you can't openly share or have your own personal life on social media where it doesn't affect your job. Like they should be separate. It's kind of like the separation of church and state. I think work and personal life should be separate. Of course, unless you're like breaking the law or something, I don't think that your work should be able to dictate how you live your personal life.
No, not at all.
Yeah, we all have lives outside of our jobs.
Yeah.
Whose turn is it? You, Elizabeth?
Is it?
I
Oh,
think so.
okay.
I went. Yeah.
I feel like we're playing a board game and it's like,
I know.
you forget it's your turn or you're bowling. Okay, so this individual leaves a lot of comments that make me laugh, and I know that they aren't meant to make me laugh, but they're freaking hilarious. He says, this was on a Daystar video. "You're going to give an account, young lady. You don't see how reckless you are. I guess you think because others agree with you that you're right. You are the one spreading lies. Stop your obsession before it hurts you. Jonathan is still in rebellion with Susie."
The telling you what to do is
I know.
hilarious. When I see those people, stop it, stop. It's you have to laugh because
And I'm like, who are you to tell me?
you
Like,
to
we're
tell me
all
what
adults.
to do. And who are you're so arrogant to think that. Did you stop and think for one moment, did they pray before they did this video? And are they in fear of the Lord? And are they in alignment with them? But no, it offends their senses. So they just react.
Here's the thing for all of you hater viewers out there, if you can comment on any of our videos, that means you actually have a YouTube channel. There's no law against you making videos on your channel.
Exactly.
So feel free to comment on our videos. We don't necessarily have to accept them, but you can also make videos on your channel, guys.
Yeah. If it means so much to you.
It-
But
it-
honestly, it's easier not to. It's easier to just type a comment that's not nice and hit enter,
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to make a video. It's a lot of work to put your actual face and say it with your chest on the internet. It's hard. It's not as easy as people think. And I want to say, like, I would love nothing more than for the Lamb family to repent and reconcile. And I mean repent when I'm not talking about Jonathan and Susie. I'm talking about Joni, Rachel, Josh Pete Brown, Rebecca and JW. I'm talking like that side of the Lamb family. I find some of the things they do funny, but I don't find the situation funny at all. Like, it's very sad, and I like, sometimes I don't wanna make the video because it's sad. I don't like that this family is broken. I don't like what I especially don't like more than anything is that a child was harmed, and that this child is so traumatized by what has happened that they can't even identify who did it or talk about it or share anything on it, and that they are going to live with it for the rest of their lives. Now, of course, we serve a big God, and God is a healer, and he has taken care of this child that we talk about, and like God will protect her. But at the same time, I like the lies of the Lamb family, not Jonathan and Susie, but Joni and her cronies. It's just very disturbing that this happens in the body of Christ. And like, I see these comments like these where, he says, the first thing he says, "You're going to give an account." Actually, I agree. You're correct. I am going to give an account, and so are you.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get to the end of my life where I'm standing before the Holy Precious Father and he says, "Why didn't you advocate for my child? Why did you only worry about yourself?" I don't want to. No. That just gives me chills to even think about. Like, I want to stand before the Father and hear, "Well done, good and faithful servant." And of course, I'm still going to give an account for my life. I don't want that to be on my resume of wrongs where I didn't do what he asked me to do, which is to advocate for a child. What you've done for the least of these, you've done for me. That's the verse I stand on a lot with what we're doing.
Yeah.
Well, I got to be honest, I'm losing optimism that the Joni Lambs and Doug Weisses of this world are going to repent. I'm not saying they're not going to, but we have said a lot. about them. And if it was me, if people were making videos about me, I'm not a reactive person that I would say, oh, you're stupid and whatever. I'd be like, wow, I wonder if there's any truth in that. I
Right.
wonder if I actually need to change that. But I think the money has clouded their perception. Can I just say one thing? I'll try to make this really fast. I've never said this publicly. I've never said this privately, not even to my wife. I had a vision a few months ago of an older retired couple, I would guess in their early to mid 80s, um, African American. I don't know why that matters, but that's the vision that I got, who are unable to get out and go to church anymore, been tithers all their lives. So they watch Daystar. Who do they tithe to? Daystar. And it just broke my heart knowing that, you know, the execs at Daystar they're making all this money and they're taking these lavish vacations, the jet, the mansions, et cetera, et cetera. And you've got this poor couple. And by the way, they're not the only poor couple who are giving to Daystar. And it just broke my heart. So I'm going to continue to make Daystar videos unless the Lord says otherwise. But I could be emotional about this, but it's just so sad that they're taking their money and spending it like they are. Anyway.
It is.
And the way they do it, it's like so in your face. It's not even like, okay, I'm going to say something. I like to say controversial things, let's be honest. But a private jet within and of itself as a Christian, to me, is not objectively wrong. Like I think that's kind of a very much gray area. However, if you're going to use it, if you're going to have a private jet, you don't need to rub it like in the faces of people. And also there are other ways to obtain that without, like, you have so much money that you could invest. They've written books, but the money itself that comes in from other people and you're using that for your jet and for your vacations, like, that's a slap in the face. That is like, I think that's like an assault on someone's spiritual walk with the Lord, in my opinion. Like, that's so wrong. Like I said, if you're a Christian and you have a private jet and you have worked hard for that and you have earned that with your hard-earned work off your own back, great. But if it's off the backs of donors that they don't really even understand that that's where their money is going, and you're not transparent about the money you have acquired, I have an issue with that. That's why I always talk about The Religion Business. It's a 7-part docuseries. It's on Amazon Prime. And they go into detail about how so many mega churches, and I don't believe it's all mega churches. I think there's a lot of really great mega churches out there. There's one just up the street from me that I grew up in. Never had an experience like that. Pastor Mike does not own a private jet that I'm aware of. I mean, he drives like a basic pickup truck. I've seen him driving out of the lot in it. And, he waved to me. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? You know what I mean? Like, so not every mega church is this way, but in that docuseries, they show how these people that are giving their money are so blinded by their pastors because the pastors refuse transparency. And no matter how you ask them or when you ask them or who you ask in leadership at some of these mega ministries, they like lose it on you, or they ghost you, or they cancel on your meeting. Like, you're not allowed to ask about it. And it's so crazy because I'm like, you are giving your money and they're not allowing you to understand how your money that you gave is being spent. That just is just crazy to me.
And their response is your answer. That's
Yeah.
what you need to understand what's going on. And
Mhm.
if you decide to ignore it, that is on you.
Yeah. And so
yeah, go ahead. No, I didn't know it was on Amazon already. Is it on
yeah,
Amazon?
yeah, that was
Great.
recent, like maybe a month or two ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really, really good if you haven't seen it.
Oh, I saw it when it first came out.
Yeah, I did too, but like just any viewer, if they still haven't, it's good. You should check it out. But what's that?
It is good.
Yeah, yeah. And John, your vision, like I think that's just such a representative of what okay, so when I look at that map, I visualize that awful map in my head of all the homes that Daystar's in around the world. And you refer to a couple who is not white, and I think that when I think about that map of all the world, the whole world of where they're at, like everywhere, there is couple after couple after couple like that, and I think that's an absolute accurate vision, representation, God-given word that you received. And it actually convicts me because sometimes I get really tired of talking about Daystar. And not because I don't want to talk about it, but it's just like I said, it's very sad. So to just rehash the same thing is hard. But then when you talk about people who are still actively giving and don't know and don't understand or haven't heard about what's happened, like that's very bothersome. And it is important to keep talking about it. So thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that.
Did you have something, Vanessa, or did you want me to read it?
Oh, no, go on.
Okay.
Go forward with your next comment.
Well, this is a short one. I actually forwarded this to you guys the other day. It started out good, and then it got where it got. Yeah. So anyway, it says, "The Lord is quick to forgive us, even when we have breakfast."
I don't remember that. You forwarded it to me?
I remember you sending that, but I didn't really understand the breakfast part.
I don't understand it either.
The Lord is quick to forgive, even when we have breakfast?
Even when we have breakfast, yeah.
Maybe they were supposed to be fasting?
I don't know, but
That's funny.
viewers, there's no law against proofreading your comment before you hit send. Is there, Vanessa, is there a law against that? You're the attorney. No? Okay.
No, and you already know my text. I'm always having to say, didn't mean to say that, didn't mean to say that. And you even said to me, can you just start proofreading your text before you hit send? And I'm like, I still don't.
I said that?
So you said something like that. You're like,
it was in a funny way.
It was not in a mean way, but I'm like, I'm too busy. I'm just responding. And then I see it later. Yeah, it's amazing that I have friends, because some of the things that actually comes out, it's just happening today. It's not coming out like that when I'm typing it. And then all of a sudden, I do it really fast, and then it just switches and I hit send, and it says crazy things. So
maybe that's what happens with some of our viewer comments. It glitches.
That's what's going on with the breakfast thing. I would think that's yeah. Okay, that's funny though. Thanks for sharing. All right, this is one. All right, we're almost at an hour, so I'm going to just share one more, and if you guys want to share one more, is that cool?
Okay.
Yeah.
This one was weird. So this is on a video I did about Patricia King, and the person said, "Why are you on Ohio for Freedom talking about violent stories? Someone being pistol whipped." I stopped watching after that. I have no idea what they're talking about.
Pistol whipped? What?
Wait. Please avoid going on that show if you're talking about violence like that. It ruined the show. I don't want to hear your violent stories.
What violent stories have you been sharing, Vanessa? I must have missed that episode.
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, this was a while ago because it was about Patricia King. So there wouldn't be anything about pistol whipping. So I'm thinking maybe because I teach by analogy. So maybe I did that. And but what caught me was that this person's telling me not to go on Everett's show because I don't want to hear your violent stories. That's arrogant.
Which is so crazy because they watch Everett's show and then came to your video and commented on it. That's
it's my channel.
Yeah.
Yes, on my channel. Came to my channel and wrote that. It ruined the show if you're talking about violence. I mean, first off, that on my channel, I'm going to talk about I've had another person that said, you cannot talk about pop culture. I forgot about this. Who are you to tell me what I can and can't talk about? It is absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah, absurd.
Absolutely mind-blowing that people have such a degree of their mentality is very similar to the people that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Very, very similar, because we're talking about those arrogant, prideful, ones that think that they're in charge. So for somebody, and this person about the pop culture, I just remembered it, not once, but twice actually did it. It was in a DM and in a recent email. Did it in a recent email. I had blocked this person months ago from my channel and from Facebook, but then actually took the time to email me on my work website to tell me that I am not to talk about pop culture. Amazing, isn't it?
Crazy.
That's absolutely insanity.
And
The
viewers,
only pop culture I can think of that you even mentioned was the Diddy trial.
Yeah, but I don't even know what it was in context to, but it doesn't
Yeah,
matter
that's weird.
because, well, first off, we've got the First Amendment. I don't know who these people are to tell me what I can and can't do. But I will often, when I'm trying to make a point, I will compare and contrast things that maybe is going on in the world, which I'm more than free to do, yeah. So what were you going to say, John?
well, to Vanessa's viewers, I would just like to say, and Elizabeth and I know Vanessa well enough to know Vanessa's not a person that you can say, don't do this, or you shouldn't do this, or whatever. She's the wrong person to come at by that. So she may even do the opposite if you tell her what she needs to be doing. So,
I'm the same way. I don't like to be told what to do
but
unless it's the Lord. Sometimes even then I'm like, do I really got to do that, God?
That
Terrible.
was funny. But the violent thing, I don't want to hear your violent stories. Don't go on my
You're
channel.
the least violent person that I know.
It's hilarious. But you just got to laugh at these. And by the way, folks that are watching, we're not laughing at the people. We're just laughing about what they say.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really bizarre. All right. Go ahead, Elizabeth. You got
All right.
another?
So the last one that I'll share is the same person as the previous one that I shared in the same video, I think, about Daystar. It was the Josh Brown interview. They said, you guys actually aren't mentioned in this one, but there's some other podcasters mentioned. I'll see if you can guess which ones he's talking about. Lizard Breath, Ever Rat, and La La Land Tyler Thompson are the Three Stooges.
I know who this person is because I had to block him on my channel.
I enjoy their comments. I think they're really funny. I call him Steve. I don't think that's his real name, but
well, here's what I do. If the reason that I block them, I don't care if you say something about me, but if you're going to be mean like that, then first that's going to go. But second, and most importantly, what I always say on my channel is, since this is an advocacy channel, I believe victims. If you say anything that could possibly harm them or cause them not to come forward or bash them or in any way discredit them, you're done.
yeah,
You don't get a second chance.
yeah, and I'm just not a fan of them saying things about my friends. All the podcasters who were in Dallas and Atlanta, we've all become good friends. We support each other. We actually watch each other's videos. It's time consuming, but we do, and we do it in support. Number one. Number two, I don't know about you guys. I get a lot of information from watching you podcasters.
Yeah.
That helps me with my podcast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, if somebody were to come on my channel talking about one of my YouTube friends, of course, you're done.
Yeah.
I mean,
and this person is so petty. They just say the pettiest things like, Lizard Breath. Petty. Oh, no one's ever called me that before. You know what I mean? Like, just even as a
I know who it is. He's 12. He acts like he's 12.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very petty. Very like, you're not, that's not a dagger to my soul the way you think it is. So good try there, buddy. I don't think it would be a dagger to the soul to Everett or Laura Lynn either.
Yeah.
Personally. But yeah, I'm not cool with somebody to clarify. If you bash my podcast friends, we're not cool. And the reason I'm sharing this person's comments is to put them on blast. Like, dude, you're a jerk.
Oh yeah, that person's got some issues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, last one for me. Okay, so now these are two comments I'm going to read consecutively, and I know we're a little over an hour now, but this will go quick. I'll read it, and maybe you guys can tell us who you think might have written these comments. So here's comment number one. Both of these are regarding Daystar. There was never any evidence that Pete did anything to her. Pete cannot be exonerated if he was never found guilty. The essay happened to the girl in her school by another boy. Susie is the only person that has given all the details in this scandal. Was she there? John T., you and the mob can keep lying to yourself. You people accused an innocent man and you joined Susie to do this. You, John, even gave a fake prophecy about this issue. Why the need to make an innocent man guilty? Susie and Jonathan were tears in Daystar, and thank God they're out forever. Here's the other comment, and this is what fired me up. This was done on the Remnant, this next comment.
Oh.
Yep. So all you disrespectful, arrogant Christian liars and accusing Christians need to repent for all the crap you put out about Joni saying she stopped the investigation from happening and those accusations against Pete that you just know he did it. You're all horrible Christians. Think of the worst kind of person in the Bible, and that's you all. You should be embarrassed for the words and accusations you've made. You, John, should never have a church representative of any person other than the Satan-filled one you supposedly lead. You need to publicly repent, all of you that have been a part of this garbage.
Okay, Rachel.
I know. I think the first one was probably Rachel. I think the second one might have been Joni. But
Yeah, I was thinking that on the second one might have been Joni, and people would probably disagree. But you got to remember, they're going to hide behind whatever username. I do see.
Oh, yeah.
At least in the beginning, I did see some that I believe was one or two of them. I don't believe for a second that they don't get on social media and look at the comments. Things. I don't believe that for a second. It's just not realistic.
Well, I had one comment that I suspect was from Rachel. And so I went to that person's channel, and that channel had been created that day. So they obviously created a channel just so they could comment there. So I highly suspect it was Rachel.
Yeah, I think they probably have multiple user handles. Just
my guess is Marcus Rogers.
Really?
What about that?
That he left one of the comments. I say Marcus Rogers because he has publicly commented on his own, I think on Pastor Ray's videos.
I don't know. I'm just going to say, I don't know if he would really have that much of a dog in the fight, because why wouldn't you just say your name if you wanted to be accredited with it? You know what I mean? Why hide behind a different name? Let me just preface it with this. My impression, sorry, I'll let you talk.
No, go ahead.
This is my impression of him, and maybe why I don't talk about him. I believe he's the type of person that any type of exposure, any type of attention is good. So
yeah, that's
true. Want his name attached to it, so that if he did say something like that, then he can take a screenshot and show it to his bestie. Look at Joni. Look at what I'm doing. That's my impression of him. Again, my opinion, just based upon what I've seen about him.
I think it could be anybody related to Daystar too, like any of their employees. Maybe one of the Table Talk ladies, which, by the way, they posted a very funny video recently, and I'm going to make a video about it on my channel.
Oh,
very funny video. It's very funny. I wonder if I can show it.
I don't know.
Can I show a video on your channel?
Well, you would know. I'm not the best at.
Can't you hit present, Elizabeth?
Yeah. Here.
And then do I have to say yes?
You probably do. Let me just go to her. Let me go to Joni's account really quickly because she posted it on her Instagram.
While she's looking for that, I'd like to tell everyone that you can watch The Remnant tonight at 8:00 Eastern, 5:00 Pacific. I'm on a series of the Holy Spirit.
Ooh.
Sorry,
I love talking about the Holy Spirit.
You have to remind people to get on there.
Yeah, for sure.
I try to get on there, but usually at that hour, it's 8 o'clock at night for me. I have to watch the replay the next day.
Yeah.
If I get on there, that's yeah.
We just
you
got
couldn't
to
share?
1,000. What's that?
Oh, I was just asking Elizabeth. Were you able to share it or no?
I found the video, but I haven't presented it yet. I was just listening to John real quick.
Oh,
John, what were you going to say? You did
Yeah,
what?
we just hit 1,000 subscribers on the Remnant. Woohoo!
Oh, that's awesome.
yay.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
That's so
Congrats.
that's a lot of people.
Great. Yeah. For an online church for such a short time. It's only been like what, 6
Yeah.
months?
Very
about-
short time. Wow, that's great. Okay, let me see if I can share Joni's Instagram. Share. Can you see it?
Ooh.
Might have to. Okay, here we go. Wait, hold on. Wait, we gotta start over. How do you start it over?
Rocking around.
Stop. Let me try again.
Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple tries to stop.
Oh my god, Joni.
Oh
That
my goodness.
that just struck me so funny.
Is that from Observation Station?
No, this is on Joni Lamb's Instagram account.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, she posted that herself. It's to promote, I think it was to promote the Christmas special Joni Table Talk this Tuesday.
I can't unsee that.
I
Yeah.
know. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Vanessa, your face was hilarious.
Oh, I'm just, what am I watching right now?
He was like, yeah, so I want to make a little video
I
about
think
that.
that's a good example of the people around them don't really, they just don't have, they can't take the temperature. They have an inability to take the temperature of what's going around them.
Yeah.
People already perceive you to be full of yourselves. Well, you just showed us. So,
Yeah.
okay, there's that. But is that what your intent was, or you just can't help it because you're just so full of yourself? I didn't see that. I had no idea what I was about to see. And that's my reaction. Is
Yeah.
You just showed us exactly what we already believe you to be. So I guess, all right, thanks for just confirming what we believe you to be. Entirely full of yourselves.
Confirming again and again.
Sorry, I thought you were going to say full of something else, Vanessa.
No, but on that note, let me just say this. It's real quick. This is funny. Somebody on a very early YouTube video from January said, "Oh, SHIT up. We want to hear from Pete's testimony. Laura Lynn is clock baiting. That's her notive." So just what we said, not checking grammar. This would have driven you crazy.
Uh-huh.
John T. But yeah, it said SHIT. Obviously, they wanted to say shut up, but they said something else.
Spell check's a good thing, people.
Yeah, it even underlines it in red for you.
But sometimes when you're a couple of glasses of wine into your comment, it's like, forget it. I'll just
So true.
sorry.
Was there something about a sponsor on this video? No.
Mm-mm.
Something about Oscar the trash can.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
we didn't have it. We don't have a sponsor. It's a joke. All right, so we don't have a sponsor on this.
Oscar the Grouch is our sponsor.
Oscar the
Yeah,
Grouch. He's
That's
a
true.
trash-
We've got a few inside jokes. Yeah, that was a good one. I laughed for a long time on that.
All right, people are going to get upset because
I know.
they don't know we're talking. And you know what? Quite honestly, I don't remember anyhow. I just remember the trash can.
When you don't remember your own inside joke, are you really even that cool?
Yeah, I'm just too much going on this week with everything.
yeah.
And that's okay. So I love hanging out with you guys as always. We always have a good time.
Always.
And, yep. And I'll put the links in both of your, well, I'll do Remnant as well, John T.
Me
This
too.
is the first time I've had you on my channel. For you guys, my viewers, I'm going to be on John T's channel on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. So what date is that? The 16th?
16th, and we'll be live.
We'll be live.
Ooh.
Because what are we doing, John T?
We are going to be answering live viewer questions about Daystar.
Ooh, that's exciting. What time? So I know to look out for
You
it.
want to do it at 7 Eastern
Yep.
time?
7 Eastern.
7
Okay,
Eastern,
7 Eastern on Tuesday
Okay.
the 13th. No.
16th.
16th. Yeah, and Elizabeth and I did one a couple weeks ago, and we meant to go live, but I'm having an issue linking my YouTube to StreamYard, so I got to fix that so that I can go live. But yeah, this isn't live today. Obviously, it's recorded, but yes, it'll be live with John T. And if somebody says, "Oh, Daystar again," here's the thing, and I've noticed this by doing videos. The more that you do videos, people bring up some stuff that we might miss. And some people
Yeah.
still have questions about it. They're like, but why? But why this? Why that? And I, from a legal perspective, I really tried to answer that in the videos that I did when I was giving commentary on the interviews. But people they still don't understand that. For instance, the biggest question, why wasn't he charged? Why wasn't Josh Brown charged? And it is quite simple. There wasn't a crime that was made out that they could have used to charge him with. And people, then they'll ask, and perhaps we can do this, on your video next week. Well, what about this? And I'll answer that. Well, it didn't rise to the level of a crime, for instance. So that's why. Doesn't mean he won't be someday. That's why people really, especially these pastors that are abusing people and getting away with it right now. TikTok, I mean, the time might be coming that you run out. I think that a lot of these things that are happening with, especially us, we're doing these videos and people are watching the exposures. I think that that's God's mercy. It's God's mercy that I think that God dealt with you before this even happened. And I think that's so clear with Daystar, the level of their hearts or minds being seared, they don't care what's being said about them. They did start on the offensive. Remember, they were sending out the cease and desist letters to some people, but people have continued. Maybe they just don't have enough lawyer power to handle it all, perhaps. But a cease and desist letter, anyhow, is not a lawsuit. So I know I've handled this before. It's just a letter, and it doesn't mean anything.
There's still a lot of interest in Daystar. I've always said anybody could put out a video about Daystar and you're good for 2,000 or 3,000 views minimum. People are very interested and they want justice for Baby Lamb and justice for Jonathan and Susie, the way that they were done.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good point. Any final thoughts, Elizabeth?
I do not have any final thoughts, but thank you for having me. I really enjoyed just laughing, and hopefully you guys can see the humor in some of the comments because that's just how I take it. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah. Any final thoughts, John T?
Well, I appreciate you guys. You guys are good friends. I know that I can text you anytime or call anytime. And you guys are important in this fight that we're in. And I appreciate you guys. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Guys. Talk to you soon. Stay on.
Talk
I'm
to you
going to end
soon.
the recording, okay?
Okay.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
See you Tuesday night on John T's channel. All right.